So I've just had a conversation with eBay, and basically what I was told was you can do everything correct, you can follow all the policies, you can dispatch your items on time, but yet still we'll punish you, we'll take away your top rated seller. For what? For following the rules. Hey everybody, welcome back to Cookie and the Haydens. I'm Car Boot Chris. I'm a full-time reseller. I predominantly use eBay. I love eBay. You might not believe it sometimes, but I do love eBay. It gives me a full-time living, amongst other things as well. But sometimes eBay can be so frustrating, and that's why I'm making this video today, because yesterday I had an absolutely mind-blowingly ridiculous situation that eBay have punished me for. I couldn't get my head around it. The rule that they've currently got in place is not fit for purpose. The policy doesn't work. The policy has flaws in it. Even the rep that I spoke to on eBay for Business Facebook, said, I can appreciate your frustration, but could not rectify it for me. And listen, right now it's not a big deal. But if it happened 2, 3, 4, 5 times, it could be a big deal for me. I could lose top rated seller through absolutely no fault of my own. So let's tell you what happened. It's a fairly simple situation, and I wonder if any of you have had the same thing happen. So I need to just turn around so I can see the dates and stuff on this. I had a buyer purchase an item from me and paid on Friday the 19th of July. Now, all my items, my whole eBay account has a 2-day dispatch on it. So I would have, till the end of the day on the following Tuesday, I think, to dispatch that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I always dispatch Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So I dispatched the item that was paid for on the Friday, first thing Monday morning, 8:45 a.m. on Monday. My tracking says received at the post office, right? So I'm well within my 2-day dispatch time. So everything, as far as I'm concerned, is fine. I've followed the rules. I've dispatched on time. I've given the perfect customer service to my customer. I've done what I said I was going to do. Job done, as far as I'm concerned. Here's what happens. For some reason, the post office doesn't mark that item as received until the Wednesday. It says post office received 8:45 Monday, but then the first scan at the depot occurs at Wednesday at some point. So that Wednesday is actually past my 2-day dispatch time. So what happened was that gave me, I got a late dispatch ding for that. So I've not had one of them for ages, because mostly I dispatch with every 1 or 2 things I do with Royal Mail 48. So I thought I'm going to get on to them about this, because when I checked the tracking, I could see Monday 8:45 arrived at post office. For me, that is the logical time that the item is dispatched and shown as on the way. I've dropped it at the post office, because after that, I can't do anything. I can't go over to the Royal Mail depot and say, can you go and collect that and scan it? I don't work for Royal Mail, eBay. How am I supposed to have any effect on that? Once I've dropped it, it's job done as far as I'm concerned. It said it on the tracking. The eBay assistant said that she could see it, but apparently the policy is until the first scan happens, like when a driver collects it or something, that's where it counts. Well, how stupid is that? So basically, what eBay are saying to me and to you, every seller out there, is that you can follow the policies, you can do your dispatch time, you can drop it early, but we can still defect your account We can still say that you didn't dispatch it on time. We can still say that you're no longer eligible for top rated status, because all it would take is 4 or 5 of those in a month, and that would take the percentage up to a point where I'd no longer be top rated seller, which then would affect my account. That's why I wanted it removed. It was only one. That's the only one I've got. But what happens if it happens tomorrow or next week or the week after? That policy is not fit for purpose. Just change it to dropped off, job done. Once it's dropped, my job is finished. I cannot have an effect on it anymore. Tell me I'm wrong, guys. Have you had this happen to you? I'll read out the conversation, put it on the screen so you can see it. So basically, I put, "Hi guys, can you tell me why I received a late dispatch ding for the following order? The buyer paid on Friday the 19th of July. I dispatched it on Monday the 22nd of July. I have a 2-day dispatch on my account. Thanks, Chris." And the answer I got was, apart from doing all the security checks, she put, "Thank you. So with this one, unfortunately, it was not marked as accepted until the 24th of July. A day after the handle by time." So the handle by time was the Tuesday. "Which is why the system has marked it as late dispatch and why I do not have the option to override this. While I do see that you dispatched it on the 22nd, so she does see that I dispatched it on the 22nd, the appeal system is based off the acceptance scan, aka the first date where Royal Mail confirm they have the item." Hang on a minute. I've dropped it at the post office. For me, as long as it says that on the tracking, they've got the parcel. How the hell am I supposed to do anything about what happens to it after that? So anyway, it goes on. She sent me a screenshot of all the tracking, which quite clearly shows 8:45 Monday, and then the next scan is the Wednesday. She sent a screenshot of the policy that says that's when we take it, which is bollocks, isn't it? What a load of shit that is. So my message back was, "You can see it arrived at the post office on the 22nd. How can I control anything after that point? I don't work for the post office. If you can tell me how I'm supposed to have any effect on that, I would be grateful." It literally says accepted at post office 8:45 a.m. on the 22nd. What else can I do? And the reply was, "Of course, definitely appreciate where you're coming from with this, but we unfortunately have to go off the date where the courier confirms they have it. And I wouldn't have the option to manually appeal because considering the 24th as the date was handled by. But I'd be happy to pass your feedback along to our design team about the appeals process." What a load of crap. "eBay has our backs as usual." This is my reply. "I have clearly followed my 2-day dispatch here. Common sense not available." I was getting annoyed at this, but, and to be fair, it's not the customer service agent's fault. She's following the policy set out by eBay, which I understand. She can only do her job. I went on to say, "I could literally lose my top-rated seller status by dispatching all my items on time and following the rules. That's what you're saying here." And it is, isn't it? I could quite easily lose it. And she replied, "I can appreciate your frustration here, Chris." That seems to be a lot of the replies you get on eBay when things like this happen. Silly policies like feedback and stuff that are clearly should be removed. "I can appreciate your frustration." It's like a stock answer, isn't it? And that was basically it. I did put a final word in there to have the last word. and they never replied to that. I did put, to be fair, it should make an interesting YouTube video. Clearly flawed policy that punishes sellers for doing the right thing. So come on, eBay, what is this bull crap? If the driver doesn't turn up one day and they scan it a day later, you're late. How's that my fault? That's Royal Mail. You should have our backs with that. Let me know in the comments what you think of that. Am I wrong in this? Am I seeing it wrong? Has it happened to you? It must have done. I'm going to put 2 videos here. You might be interested in them. Sorry about the rant, but now and again, it's important to highlight these ridiculous policies. I've never had that issue, by the way, sending with every. Because I assume once you drop it at an every drop-off, that's your job done. So why is it not the same for Royal Mail and the post office? Very weird. Anyway, catch you on the next one. See you later. Don't forget to subscribe here.